What was the very last thing that Andy Griffith said to his lifelong best friend, Don Knotts? Well, would you believe that he took the opportunity to tease his buddy even while he was on his deathbed? Yep, it's true. But there's way more than that, so give me a few minutes, and I'll do my best to share what I know with each of you. But before I do that, I've just got to say that these two, well, they were comedy gold together. One of the best comedic duos ever, in my opinion. Of course, Andy was the straight man to Don's silly but lovable Barney Fife. It really is a shame that Don left the Andy Griffith Show after the 5th season, but that, my friends, is a story for another day. There were some pretty darn good things that came out of his exit from the show. I count on my list of favorite movies 2 films starring Don Knotts, The Incredible Mr. Limpet and The Ghost and Mr. Chicken. And of course, over the years, Andy and Don found ways to reunite multiple times. First in a television movie called Return to Mayberry, where they reprised their classic TV characters.
Opie's back and Barney too.
10-4.
With Gomer and Goober and Thelma Lou.
Old friend.
It's so good to see you.
They're all back for all new laughs
I want to thank you all for coming.
in America's favorite hometown.
How come we ain't laid eyes on you lately, Chair?
I've been out of town 20 years.
And they'll shoot the works when you return to Mayberry.
Right in the fast lane.
And now join the celebration in a world premiere Sunday night movie.
Outstanding.
Then later on, during the final 4 seasons of Griffith's successful courtroom drama Matlock, Don appeared as Ben's pesky but lovable neighbor, Les Calhoun. However, a few days after Don's passing on February 24, 2006, Andy Griffith appeared on NBC's Today Show to share with the world his thoughts about his best friend who had just passed away. On that day, he told show anchor Matt Lauer that he wanted to honor one of the kindest, brightest, and of course, funniest men that he'd ever known. It was clearly a difficult moment for Andy, who, truth be told, didn't always have the kind and gentle demeanor of the character that he played on that TV show from so many years ago. He had lost one of his dearest friends, and I suspect appearing on a network morning show really wasn't what he wanted to be doing. That said, he soldiered on, and in between the routine questions that I'm sure he knew he was going to be asked, he shared some additional information about his beloved co-star and friend. Andy started the interview by sharing his final words with Don, who he called Jess, even in those last moments, because he always enjoyed teasing him about his first name. For those who don't know, Don's full name is Jesse Donald Knotts. Andy encouraged Don to fight, to not give up, and to breathe, and even though Don wasn't fully conscious, Andy believed that Don could hear him by the way that he seemed to fight harder to breathe while Andy was talking to him. However, as much as Andy wanted to see Don pull through, he knew that aside from the encouragement, there was something even more important that he had to tell him. And so he leaned in even closer to his dear friend and whispered these 3 words: "I love you." Now let's be clear, I'm quite sure that Don already knew how much his friend loved him. And I'm certain that Andy knew that Don knew it. But in their last moment together, it was important that Andy said it. You know, if you think about it, I truly believe that there are no more powerful words than those 3 when you string them together. They have the power to do so much good in this world, and quite frankly, I feel like we don't say them enough. Here's a brief clip from that interview with Matt Lauer.
I lost my best friend. I was with him just before he died. He was kind of unconscious. I don't know that he could hear me, but we all believe he heard my voice. I told him I loved him. His first name was Jess. He hated that name, but he told me it once, and so I couldn't help but call him Jesse. I said, "Jess, breathe." And you know, I saw his chest heave. And I said, "That's a boy. Just keep breathing, keep breathing." And his shoulder moved. So I believe he heard my voice.
So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video about Andy's final visit with Don Knotts and the last words that he said to his dear friend. Now it's your turn. Please share your memories in the comment section, and if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate a thumbs up, and I would be absolutely honored if you considered subscribing to my channel. I talk about music, movies, and mostly television from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff. But most importantly, and as always, thank you so much for watching.